I'm Scott Parker, and Fun Fong and GCA have asked me to explain the prize distribution for the Georgia Open this year, which was an extraordinarily complicated thing to figure. If you can figure this one, you'll probably be able to figure just about any tournament you're going to have to run into here. Up here we have the prizes listed for the tournament here, and you always start at the top group and then work your way down. The order of prizes is anything with a higher dollar value outranks anything with a lower dollar value. If there are equal prizes, equal dollar values, a place prize outranks a class prize. And a class prize for a higher class outranks a class prize for a lower class. So that a second place would outrank first under 2,000, for instance, even though one is a first prize and one is a second. And a first under 1,800 prize is outranked by a second under 2,000 prize. 2,000 outranks 1,800. Now the organizer can do this differently if he wishes to, but it has to be posted at the tournament ahead of time. The standard order is place prizes outrank class prizes, and a higher class prize outranks any prize from a lower class. And in all cases, a higher dollar value prize outranks a lower dollar value prize. So, the top group here at the Georgia Open was 3 players who scored 4.5. Alonzo Zapata, Chris Mabe, and Jinsiak Kim. So they take the 3 highest prizes they're eligible for. Well, the highest prize is the first prize of $600. The second highest prize they're eligible for is the $300 second place prize because it outranks any of the other $300 class prizes. Now, those are the only prizes that Zapata and Mabe are eligible for because their ratings are too high to be eligible for any of the class prizes. Kim could take the third place prize, or he could take a first under 2,200 or a first under 2,000. Well, the third open prize is 175 and the other 2 are 300, so he tossed the 175 out. Obviously he's not going to take that. And the under 2,200 prize and the under 2,000 prize are the same dollar value, so the under 2,200 prize trumps the under 2,000 prize. So, if you take these 3 guys, they will split those 3 prizes, and 1/3 of each of those is 600 plus 300 plus 300, so that would be $400 each. Now, can any of them do better by taking a prize by himself? Well, the only one who can do that is Kim. He's the only one who could get a prize by himself, but the prize he could get is 300. He does better with a split. So each one of these guys will get $400. Taking out this prize, and this prize, and this prize. So now we move down to the 4-point group. This is about as complicated a situation as you're going to find. We have 5 people in 5 different rating levels. Mike Corallo is a master, Reese Thompson is an expert, Nicholas Williams is an A player, Maruga is a B player, and Ingrid Guo is a C player. Well, they get the 5 highest prizes they're eligible for. And then you're going to have to sit there and figure, does any one player or any group out of here do better than taking a 1/5 split? Well, what are the prizes that they're eligible for? Well, the only prize Corallo can get is the 175 third place, because his rating is too high to be eligible for anything else. So the 175 goes into the pot from him. Reese Thompson can get that one. He can also get the second under 2,200 for 150. Nicholas Williams is eligible for both of those prizes, and he can also bring in the first under 2,000 prize of 300. Maruga is eligible for all 3 of those, plus he can bring in the first under 2,000 prize, first under 1,800, sorry. That's also 300. Ingrid Guo is eligible for all 4 of those, plus the first under 1,600 of 200. So we've got 5 prizes. The 5 best prizes we can bring in are 175, 150, 300, 300, and 200. If you add that up, 175 and 150 is 325, and 300 is 625, 300 is 925, 200 is 1125. Split that 5 ways, they can each get $225. But before we write a check to each one of these guys for $225, we look to see, does any one player or any group out of here do better by taking some of the prizes that they're eligible for? This is always going to work to the favor of the lower rated players, on the theory that a C player and a master who tie with the same score, the C player has performed better relative to his or her rating. Corallo has no prize he can take by himself, because everybody's eligible for the same prize he's eligible for, and in any case it's only 175. Reese Thompson, same situation. The only prize he could get is 150 or 175, and the other people have claims on those prizes too, so they can't get anything by themselves. Nicholas Williams says, hey, wait a minute, I can bring in a $300 prize. So do we just write him a check for $300? No, because Maruga and Guo are also eligible for that same prize. They've got a score of 4, they're under 2,000, they have the same eligibility. So he can't get that by himself, but he might be part of a group that can do better. Maruga is in a similar position to Williams. He's eligible for a $300 prize, but he is not the only one that has a claim on it, because Ingrid Guo is also eligible for the under 1,800 prize. She is eligible for an under 1,600 prize. She is the only one here who is. So she could take that prize by herself if it was more than 225, but in this case it's only 200. So she doesn't do any better than that. But this group of 3, all eligible for under 2,000, under 18 and under 16, if you sum those 3 prizes, that's 300, 300, and 200, that's 800. Divide by 3 is 267.33. Am I doing the math right here? Okay. So they will do better by taking a split, by taking these 3 prizes and leaving these other 2 prizes to be split by these 2 players. So we've got an $800 split 3 ways. If I'm 266.67. Now, Corallo and Thompson have the 175 and the 150 prize. Corallo can't get a prize by himself because Reese has the same claim on that prize. Now, Reese can get the under 2,200 prize by himself. Except the problem is that's only worth 150, and a split would be worth 162.50. So he doesn't want to take that prize by himself, he wants a split. So these 2 split and get 162.50 each. The important thing here is see what the sum is, and then you work off of that. The 225 is what all the 5 prizes summed together and divided by 5 would be. If anybody or any group here can do better without disenfranchising anybody else in the group, this is why we can't give Nicholas Williams the $300 under 2,000 prize, because we would be disenfranchising other people who have an equal claim on it. Then that's what you do here. And we'll always work to the advantage of the lower rated players. So we've now knocked out 3rd place, 2nd under 2,200, 1st under 2,000, 1st under 1,800, 1st under 1,600. I've left out the 3.5 points here. Let me just put these on here quickly, or we're going to run into a problem. Okay, we have 4 people tied at 3.5. Donnie Gray, who is an expert, Carter Biedman and Max Feng, who are A players, and Adit Sakaran, who is a C player. So again, we've got a situation where we've got 4 people out of 3 different groups here. Now, the only prize Donnie can bring in is under 2,200, and the only one left is this $100 prize. So that's the only one that he's eligible for. Carter Pietman and Max Feng can bring that one in, but they can also get under 2,000 money, so they can bring in 150 and 100. And Vay Sakaran can bring in under 1,600. First is already gone, but he can bring in the under 1,800 prize here. First is already gone, but he can bring in the second one. He could bring in under 1,600 too, but the under 1,600 second prize is 100, and the under 1,800 is a higher dollar value, so you always go with that. So we can bring in 100, 150, and 100 for these two, and 125 here. Now, if we sum that up, you're going to get $475. Split four ways is, what is 100? What is 475 split four ways?
40
118.25, 1875. Okay. It's not on this. Anyway, we look to see if anybody here can do better than a 1/4 split of the $475, which is
118.75.
118.75. Now, Donnie Gray is not eligible for anything else, except for the $100 prize, so he can't do it. Pete and Fang are eligible for 150 and 100, and Sakaran for 125. And if you add those three together and divide them by 3, that's 125 each. So that's better. Now, he's also eligible for a prize by himself, and these two can, which is 125. It doesn't work out any better. Normally, you don't give a prize by himself unless it's better than the split. In this case, it doesn't really matter which way you do it. It's going to be $125 each. But the salient point here is that these three will do better by splitting off these three prizes that they're eligible for. So they each get 125, because it's better than the 118 and change. And Donnie Gray will end up with the $100 prize. So now we've knocked out, Donnie Gray's taking this prize, and this prize, and this prize, and this prize are taken out by the other three people in that 3.5-point group. So now we come to the 3-point group, which is a whole lot of people. We've knocked out all the open prizes, all the under 2,200 prizes. Well, Alan Piper at 2047 is only eligible for open prizes and under 2,200. So he gets nothing. He can't score any, the prizes that he can get are already taken care of. Under 2,000 prizes are also all three taken care of. So Ranker and Kuvion, being A players, also come out with 0. Now I'm going to skip down to the bottom for a second. We have an unrated player that scored 3. But all of these prizes here, except for the open prizes, are under prizes. They are not under/unrated prizes. Unrated players are not rated 0. They don't have a rating. By definition, they have no rating. So they're only eligible for an open prize, or an unrated prize if there is one, or an under/unrated prize if there is one. In this case, the only 3 prizes that an unrated player could win would be the 3 open prizes, which are already gone. So he comes out with a 0 also. Now, we've got a whole bunch of people here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players here eligible for under 1,800 prizes. There is one under 1,800 prize left, that's $100. So these 6 players between them can only bring in 1 prize. The only prize that they're eligible for is this 3rd under 1,800 prize. Now, Arish Virani is eligible for under 1,600 prize. And we've got 2 of these here, so he can bring in the 2nd under 1,600. So he's eligible for a $100 prize. And Viva Smith at 1356 is eligible for under 1,400. We haven't awarded any of those yet, so the first one is available, it's 200. Now, we've got 4 prizes here that this group can bring in. $100 prize that this group can bring in, a $100 prize that Virani can bring in, and a $200 prize that Smith can bring in. Now, if we sum these all together, we've got 3, 6, 8 players for $400. So the baseline here is we could write 8 checks for $50, or if nobody can bring in a better prize. These can't do any better. than that. All these B players here cannot do any better than that. But Virani can do better. Virani can bring in 100. Smith has an equal claim on this prize. So Virani and Smith combined could bring in 100 and 200, so they could get 150 each. But Smith has the only claim here on an under 1400 prize. That's 200. So she does better by just taking the 200 prize. That's the best she can do. That leaves Virani taking the $100 prize, because he would certainly rather do that than split $200 7 ways. That leaves $100 split between these 6 players. So we've got 200 here, and 100 here, and all of these players will split $100 6 ways, which ends up being 16.67, and instead of writing that 6 times, I'm just going to indicate it with an arrow here. So we've now taken out the under 1800 prize, third prize, the second under 1600, and the first under 1400 prize. So there's 3 prizes that are left. 1 under 1600 prize, 2 under 1400 prizes. Now we drop down to the 2.5 point group. Now, we've got 2 Class A players here, Markin and Remick, and unfortunately for them, there's no prizes left that they can win. All the under 2,000 prizes here are already gone, long gone. So these guys will get 0. Now, I have Kumar here indicated with a T because he paid a special entry fee. He's playing for trophies only, so he comes out of the prize calculation here. He's going to get a trophy. So we've got 3 players here, Arthur Groh, Richard Pugh, and Alan Spencer, who are C players. They can bring in the last prize, $50 under 1600 prize. That's the only one that these 3 are eligible for. Spencer, Canaparty, Sarasani, and Gumati can bring in 150, the second and the third under 1400 prizes. Now, if we sum all of these up, we've got $200 split 7 ways. Can anybody in here do better than that? Well, these 3 cannot, the 3 C players, because they can only bring in $50. But these players can do better down here by bringing in the 3 prizes here and dividing this 4 ways, because a 4-way split of 150 is better than a 7-way split of 200. So they get the second and third under 1400 prizes. $37.50 each for these 4 players. That leaves $50 split 3 ways, which is $16.67 for the 3 C players here. And that takes care of all the prizes. You always look at getting the highest prize that anybody is available for. Highest prize first determined by dollar value, place prizes outrank class prizes, and a higher ranked class prize outranks a lower ranked class prize. Thank you.